Welcome to this episode of Building Better, where we take a look at the trends, techniques and technologies that are making tomorrow's spaces altogether smarter. And it's smarter that we're focusing on in this episode, namely how we can apply the science of insulation to restore, revitalise and regenerate our communities. We've seen a lot of stories in the media about the huge issues facing the social housing sector. Health risks from inadequate levels of insulation and ventilation, which can lead to the formation of black mould, for example. And the UK government has responded with the Social Housing Act. This landmark piece of legislation aims to safeguard tenants by protecting them from issues such as poor treatment, but also improving the quality of their homes. If it's to be upheld in practice, everyone in the construction industry needs to take an holistic approach and ensure that best practice is employed. In this episode, we'll be examining how we can do all of this, looking at new approaches to retrofit and refurbishment, courtesy of Adra, a housing association in North Wales. So let's begin with a challenge, and it's no small task. How do you retrofit in totality, creating warmer homes to ensure tenants' health and well-being, whilst upgrading your property portfolio of around 7,000 homes at the same time, meeting government targets with a minimum energy performance standards?
Adra is a large housing association operating across North Wales. Adra own and manage around 7,500 properties. So we are responsible for the well-being of around 20,000 people. It's a big challenge for us in the social housing sector. If you look just at North Wales, there's probably about 40,000 social homes across the region, and all will require a retrofit programme. And the Welsh Government have announced that all social homes will need to meet certain standards. We call Wales Housing Quality Standards 2 by 2034, with a SAP rating of 92 by 2034, which is a massive challenge. And that means a lot of work on the retrofit agenda, on the decarbonisation agenda, on solar panels, on exterior wall insulation, on air source heat pumps and so forth. So it's going to be a massive programme across the region.
In the UK, I think there's still around 6 million solid wall homes. So those are houses which don't have a cavity with insulation in, so are totally uninsulated. So you can basically put a big tea cosy around the house. Obviously you can improve the efficiency of houses or reduce fuel costs by using things like solar panels, ground air source heat pumps, things like that. But ultimately, if the property is not insulated, you're still going to spend a lot of money heating your property. The biggest challenge in retrofit is unintended consequences, and obviously the one everybody knows is mould. So as well as putting obviously insulation onto the wall, retrofits are much more than that. It's all around moisture management. How do you control the warm, wet air that's in the property, get it out of the building rather than have it stuck in the building where it can cause issues like mould. And a lot of that is considering ventilation, increasing the amount of ventilation that you've got, and also maintaining ventilation around combustible appliances like gas fires, cookers, etc. So it all starts with a simple, or not so simple, inspection of the property, see its current state. Is there any damage that may cause problems? Things like leaky gutters on the outside and water running down the face of the brickwork, obviously. So moisture problems aren't always caused. Everybody always blames rising damp for moisture. Moisture comes from a million one places, not just up through the ground. So there's a lot of funding around at the moment through the government to obviously work on these properties and support large social housing companies like Adra to upgrade their houses for the benefit of the tenants.
What we want to do is to use that investment as a catalyst to support the foundation economy. We were all aware of the skills shortage. We were all aware of the need to build the resilience within the construction industry. We were all aware of the need to try and develop more local supply chains. And we saw this as an opportunity to develop a facility to address, in particular, the skills shortage, and to try and bring a former industrial building which had been empty for about 3-4 years, back into productive use. The opportunity came to purchase this building. It used to be Kruger factory. They were producing and manufacturing toilet rolls, paper factory, and they used to employ around 120 people when it closed about 5 years ago. And that was had a massive impact on the local economy, the local community here in the Nantlle Valley. Many of those that lost their jobs were our tenants, were from our communities. So there was a lot of work between various organisations to support those who lost their jobs. So that had a devastating impact on the local area, no doubt about that. So it's quite ironic really that this building that employs so many people from this community is now hosting so many industries, hosting a lot of organisations involved in a skills agenda to try and transform the lives of our tenants, our communities, and to try and ensure that they're equipped with the appropriate skills in view of opportunities coming from the green economy, coming from the decarbonisation agenda. We had a competition with the local school here in Nantlle Valley, and we asked the children in the school to come up with a possible name for the decarb hub, because to be honest with you, we didn't have a clue what name we would choose. We had different options, but fair play to them, the school children came up with a classic name called Tŷ Gwyrddfai. Now Tŷ means house, Gwyrdd means green. Gwyrddfai is a name, an old administrative name for this area. So it combines house, combines the green elements and also the old administrative name for this particular area. So it brings all those components together, but only children probably could have come up with a name like that, not anybody like us.
We've seen that upgrading and uplifting even the largest property portfolio is a remarkable but achievable feat, and that insulation and moisture management are major parts of any solution. That's all we've got time for in this episode, but we're always looking to hear your stories and experiences of retrofit and refurb projects. How do they come around? What materials and techniques did you use? And what results have you seen? Get involved and share your views on our social channels. As well as always, you can keep up to date at the Building Better Hub. But for now, we'll see you soon on another episode of Building Better.